The man picked up a handful of cow dung and sniffed it. Yet strangely, he felt extremely excited. They immediately smeared the dung on their bodies to mask their scent. Once everything was ready, they crawled forward cautiously, as their target was the yak herd ahead. This was their tribe's only hope for surviving the winter. With a command from the chief, everyone charged fearlessly toward the yaks. The yak herd, startled by the shouting, panicked and stampeded toward the crowd. The hunters quickly hurled their spears. The spears landed and formed a makeshift barrier. Seeing this, the herd immediately turned and ran in the opposite direction. Little did they know that a precipice awaited them. The yaks in front had no time to react and plunged off the cliff. Those that realized the danger began to scatter in all directions. However, at that moment, one yak suddenly turned and charged toward the crowd. The boy Jack froze in fear. By the time he realized he should run, it was too late. The yak instantly knocked him to the ground. Before Jack could get up, the yak charged at him again. It hooked the boy with its horns and dragged him toward the cliff. Seeing this, the chief immediately threw his spear. Though he successfully hit the yak, it was still too late. Jack was still thrown off the cliff by the yak. Everyone rushed to the edge of the cliff. The boy was desperately clinging to a rock. However, at that moment, the rock Jack was holding suddenly crumbled. The boy was knocked unconscious on a ledge of the cliff. The anxious chief wanted to climb down to save him. Fortunately, the others stopped him in time. They told the chief to accept the tragedy and move on, as the rest of the tribe was waiting for the food to survive. They then went to the bottom of the valley and packed up the yaks. That night, the chief stayed at the edge of the cliff. He kept calling out to Jack below, but the boy never responded. The next morning, they built a simple memorial for the boy. Then the chief led his people away in deep sorrow. However, just after everyone had left, Jack at the bottom of the cliff suddenly opened his eyes.